As one of Europe's oldest and most established fairs, Art Brussels has a reputation for discovery. This year, 152 galleries from 32 countries represent a mix of established and emerging talents as well as artists to rediscover. We're very happy to welcome New Blood. 1 out of 4 galleries are participating for the very first time at Art Brussels. The fair will present the best of the contemporary galleries, showcasing more than 800 artists as part of a vibrant program. 25% of the galleries are coming from Belgium. 17% of the galleries come from France, followed by 9% from Germany. And 4% of the galleries come from outside of Europe, with 9 galleries from the USA and 4 from Asia.
This year, Art Brussels welcomes a record number of galleries from Southern Europe with 26 galleries, 17% of all participants versus 14% in 2022. Among them, 11 galleries come from Italy, 8 from Spain, 6 from Portugal, 1 from Cyprus and 1 from Greece.
A question that often comes up is what the price range of artworks of Art Brussels are. It varies a lot. There are works for sale at the fair for less than €1,000 and exceptions are above €500,000. Regular prices are in between €15,000 and €30,000, but of course it all depends on which artist and what type of work we are talking about. Works by upcoming artists have different price ranges than works by established artists, and the floor plan with the different sections should give us some guidance.
Indeed, the galleries are distributed across 4 different sections. Prime stands for mid-career and established artists. Discovery is gathering emerging artists. Rediscovery is dedicated to overlooked artists from the 20th century, and Solo focuses on presentations by one artist. A lot of galleries in Prime will show group presentations. In this press conference, we will more specifically focus on the content of presentations in Solo, Discovery and Rediscovery.
We're very pleased to host a high number of solo presentations, 29 artists in total. We count 2 performance artists, the German Wilhard Eilers with Harlan Levy projects, who will create a wall painting on site, and Navid Noor, an artist from the Netherlands, who will present a participative performance at the stand of Jan Jan. 1 out of 4 artists in Solo will bring a sculpture presentation, and to name a few, there is the Belgian artist Hans Op de Beek at Romandos, the British established artist Gavin Turk at Marouani Mercier, or the much younger Dutch female sculptor Machteld Roelens with a composition of mural boxes presented at Sorry We're Closed. The majority of the solo presentations are projects with 2-dimensional works. Most of them represent figurative works such as the Israeli painter Nathaniel Herbelin, who is new at the artist roster of Xavier Hufkens, or the Italian painter Gian Giacomo Rossetti, inspired by his direct environment, represented by Mendes Wood. To name a few abstract artists in Solo, we can mention Thu Van Tran, Vietnamese artist with paintings referring to nature at the stand of Mason de Klerk, or Korakrit Arunanonchai with clearing, and the new series of pigment paintings by Thilo Heinzmann with Dépendance.
There is also video work among the solo presentations. Leonard Pongo will present a video which relates to nature documentary from Congo in the stand of Christophe de Klerk, and photographical works will be shown by Noé Sendas, represented by Galeria Presenza. Each year since 2008, a professional jury selects the winning solo presentation, awarding the winning artist with a prize of €10,000 supported by Hiscox. The international jury comprises Harald Kretschi, managing director at the Museum der Moderne in Salzburg, Frank Torsten Moll, director of ICOP in Eupen, and Beatrice Salmon, director of the National Center for Plastic Arts, the CNAP in Paris.
Discovery is a section focusing on the young and upcoming art scene. This year, we host 34 galleries. As a recent created work about technology, it is interesting to mention the project by Jonas Lund at Office Import from Berlin. He brings his first show created by entirely ChatGPT while exploring the ethics and possibilities of using artificial intelligence in the creation of art. Several artists in Discovery will explore mysticism and spirituality, like Kemi Onabule at Sim Smith from London draws on the depiction of people from ancient cultures. He sees humans and souls as more symbolic rather than individualistic. Other works in Discovery examine notions of gender, identity, and body. For example, Mélanie Bonadio at Akinci, whose immersive installation gives a glimpse into her project about the body and the sexual identity at the Venice Biennial in 2022. Luca Amakiros at Septian Gallery shows a construction of MotoGP locker room with ceramic protective suits, which invites a reflection on masculinity and its symbols. Selma Selman at Cook Gallery, whose work explores the racist isolation, classification and denunciation of those who are different or foreign. And Ali Salazar at Ginsberg Galleria presents 5 works from the series Unworthy of Being Human, which portray genderless and sometimes faceless figures in a state of metamorphosis.
Art Brussels is known as a hotbed of young talent, and a number of artists aged under 35 are exhibiting in the Discovery section. Among them, Hugo Cantegrel at Galeria Foco presents 4 different bodies of work exploring postmodern theoretical discourse and the relative nature of truth. Pei Xuan Wang at Ballon Rouge shows immersive installation forms which are part of her ongoing investigation into her true relationship with her niece Iris. Rudi Ninov at Sarajevo Gallery comes with the solo project Voice Lines, which is inspired by the opening paragraph from the visual and mail art poet Veselin Sariev Manifesto from 1990. And the dialogue between Luana Vitra and Bruno Sidra at Galleria Bruno Morias, conveying an intense connection in their thoughts on memory and emotions through the use of materials such as metal, iron, and rust.
Awarded in recognition of their work nurturing emerging artists, the Best Discovery presentation will be awarded with the Discovery Prize, supported by Moleskine, with winning gallery receiving €5,000. In the professional independent jury, we may count on Isabelle Bertolotti, director of the Museum of Contemporary Art in Lyon and co-director at the Biennale de Lyon. Magali Elali, artistic director of the Constant Now in Antwerp, independent curator at the Museum Hof van Beusleden in Mechelen, and art programmer at SMAC in Ghent, and Fatima Helberg, curator and director of the Bonner Kunstverein in Bonn.
An expanded rediscovery section, 12 galleries versus 7 in 2022, will enable visitors to uncover gems created between 1945 and 2000 by artists unduly underrepresented or overlooked from an older generation or who are no longer with us. Whereas before rediscovery was distributed across the prime section, the stands are now grouped together in a dedicated area at the fair. We will highlight here 3 deceased artists. Vincenzo Grigorescu with works from the 70s and represented by 418 Gallery. Grigorescu embraces geometric expression and abstraction as a way of freeing himself from politically imposed socialist realism. Sibylle Rupert with Blue Velvet Projects creates a radical oeuvre and a brutal aesthetic between dark surrealism, eroticism, and an intimate but strong processing of her own traumas. And Tapta with Maurice Verbaat Gallery. He was one of the most important members of a generation of artists engaged in redefining sculpture through the use of threads and textiles.
Art Brussels is once again collaborating with Artsy, where the OVR will be available from the 20th until the 27th of April. This year we asked singer Angèle and dancer Wim van Lessen to pick their highlights in the online offer of Artsy. Their selection will be shared on the Artsy platform, and Artsy is the largest global online marketplace for discovering, buying and selling fine art by leading artists.